Hello and welcome to day 7 in Tokyo. This is our 13th day in Japan in total, and we were getting pretty exhausted, so this video will be less exciting than the other ones, but we still managed to do some fun stuff, so don't turn the video off just yet. So today we went to the market to get a feel of what it would be like to buy food if we were actually living here, and oh my god, there were so many different snacks, nuts, I love nuts, chips. This is the best choco pie ever, I am obsessed with it. I love everything with strawberry and red grape flavor, and Japanese people really get me because there's so much stuff with these flavors. I was in heaven. In the UK, all I can get with red grape is Fanta from a Polish shop, so not technically from the UK. Anyway, I got myself these white strawberries because they are a must try in Japan. The whole pack was about $12 and they taste basically like the red ones but more mild, like without the sourness. I like them, but not more than the red ones, so I would try them once, but I wouldn't be buying them all the time if I had the chance. There were also so many jackets like this, which look kind of cool, but I'm pretty sure they are only for tourists because I've never seen a Japanese person wearing anything like this. But my priority was to buy me some new shoes because mine were literally falling apart, but not today because today we went to see some sexy football. Nothing about it was actually sexy, but I loved the atmosphere. Everything was so clean, surprisingly quiet, and respectful. By quiet I mean that, well, of course the fans with flags and posters were screaming, but that screaming was organized, and if you were not a part of that group, everyone else were just sitting quietly like they were watching a movie or something. Then we went to see Shibuya Crossing during rush hour because we were nearby, and oh my god, there were so many people. I loved it. And of course I had to try it for myself, and when you are actually in the crowd there's way more space than it seems to be. Anyway, we then went to eat the famous fluffy pancakes, which looked amazing, but they tasted literally like an omelette, which was not exactly the taste I expected, and I think I prefer regular pancakes more. Today was another rainy day, so we stayed at home for the first half of the day, but I went out to buy me some hot lemon tea, but I forgot which konbini I got it from the last time, and I spent like 40 minutes walking around all of the konbinis around our hotel, and there are many, but I still couldn't find it. Later turned out it was like 5 minutes away from the hotel, but it was just hiding behind the column, so I couldn't see it. We then went to Harajuku to try crepes that were recommended in a TikTok saying these are the best ones you'll ever try, which I found to be false. They all taste the same basically, and there are usually quite a lot of different flavors everywhere, so these ones were good, but they're not like the best ones out there. After this little snack we went to the Imperial Palace again, this time during its working hours, so we can finally get inside, and I was a little disappointed, mostly because it's not a place worth going to twice. There's like literally nothing inside, but the area is so big I was dreaming about a golf cart or something on wheels because my feet were killing me. Sure, there are some pretty areas, but honestly you won't be sorry if you missed it. Since our trip is coming to an end, I had to get something from a gacha machine and a claw machine. I haven't seen the Chainsaw Man yet, but I'm planning to, and I subconsciously knew I'd like it, so I decided to get a capsule with it. And I got the Chainsaw Man himself, and for some reason I thought it would be like the rarest item there, but anyway, I can't take anything big with me, so just in case I win, I tried a small claw machine, and a kind passerby lady had to help me out because I couldn't understand where to put my money and then how to choose which one I want to play because they were connected with the one on the left, so I struggled to understand how this whole thing works. So big thank you to the lady. And I then struggled to win too, but I was determined to get this toy no matter what, even though I don't even know what that is. And I did win on a third try, which was great considering it was only 100 yen, so like less than $1 for a try. Today is our last day in Tokyo and in Japan. I was packing and decided to give you a little room tour. As you can see, the room is a bit smaller than the one in Yokohama, but honestly we didn't spend much time here anyway, so it was more than enough. One downside though is that we had to keep all our clothes in a suitcase under the bed because there is literally no storage at all, which was a bit uncomfortable, but not a big deal. We then were just walking around and stumbled upon one of the most famous parks of Japan, probably, the Ueno Park. It's literally in every Japanese learning book ever, and I've heard about it so much, but I totally forgot to include it in the stuff to see, so I was happy we came across it. Yesterday we visited Imperial Palace, and it was a bit of a disappointment, so I didn't expect much from a park, but oh my god, it's such a beautiful place. It is so huge, but there's always something to see. There were so many people drawing and painting, by the way, which is understandable because again, it's a very beautiful place. When we were already heading to the airport, right before we went on a subway, a street performer turned on the music and Nandemonaya began playing. And it was the first Japanese song I listened to when I first came to Japan, and it was such a bittersweet and wholesome and no freaking way that just happened and it's not a movie moment. I'd cry if I wasn't in a hurry. On our way back, we decided to save some money, around 500 pounds to be exact, and buy a ticket with a transfer in Vietnam, and it was rough, not gonna lie. It was an overnight transfer, so we stayed in an empty airport for about 11 hours. I actually managed to get quite a lot of sleep from like 12 a.m. till 4 and then from 5 till 7, so that was good. And I give full credit to my travel pillow for that because it was so comfortable. I honestly forgot I was lying on a bunch of airport seats and not on a bed. At one point I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious if somebody came and sat right near us when we are in this huge empty airport? And guess what? I returned from the bathroom and here he is, like some man just sitting literally 2 seats away from us. And it wasn't funny anymore. But I laid down and put my feet right near him and he went away pretty quickly. Not that my socks stunk that bad, but it wasn't all flowers too. When I woke up from my little nap at 4 a.m, I got so annoyed because of, well, everything, but also there was this horrible sound. It felt like I was being microwaved and my head was gonna explode. And there was also a TV we couldn't turn off, which was so noisy, but honestly, it is a miracle I slept as much as I did. But the fun wasn't over. On the plane, we sat right behind 2 kids, one of whom was particularly noisy, and their mom didn't care if they were bothering people or not, so I had to pretend I don't see him looking at me and hoping he'll stop talking to me and stop touching me. For the whole 15-hour flight, it smelled like fish for whatever reason. We were 2 seats away from the toilet, and for some time I thought it was that, but the toilet smelled fresh and clean, so I don't know what that was, but it was bad. The woman behind me put her feet on my armrest because why not? And there was a time where I dropped my AirPod near her and I reached to grab it and she began slapping me on my hand as if I was stealing her child or something. And the plane afterward was looking so trashed, it was crazy. I've never seen anything like this, to be honest. At first I thought it was because the flight was long, but then again, when we were flying to Japan, the flight was just as long and the plane was almost perfectly clean. Anyway, when we came to London, I entered the elevator on the subway platform and somebody left something on the handle which I didn't notice at first and it fell on my shoes and I was so pissed I cannot describe describe it. The only thing that was holding me together was the thought that these were old sneakers and not some cute ones that I wanted to buy in Japan, but thankfully didn't. Anyway, that's the end of my first ever trip to Japan. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!